Starting with Christopher. Should the county sue the state over the unfunded mandates like courts and health and human services? If not, then what will you do to change the status quo with regard to unfunded mandates?
I think suing the state would probably send the wrong message. I would think we need to work with them and try and bring the funds to Milwaukee County. That's definitely necessary. When so much more is required, since 1990, the mandates have gone up, but the level of funding has remained the same. If anybody who's taken an economics course knows, with inflation, that means less and less has been coming our way. So we've had to do more with less. That ends up pulling away from our park system, that ends up pulling away from our transit system, and in the end, we end up suffering because of that. Again, Milwaukee County is that economic engine that runs the state. If they're not willing to pay in, we need to be working with them and forming these relationships so that it is funded, it is taken care of. I think suing goes a little bit too far, but I do think that we need to get that. Otherwise, we as people end up suffering in Milwaukee County, and that spreads throughout the state. Because what happens in Milwaukee affects the rest of us. Thank you.
Would you mind restating the question, because there may be something I want to focus on?
Sure. Should the county sue the state over the unfunded mandates like courts and health and human services? If not, then what will you do to change the status quo with regard to unfunded mandates?
Okay, I want to focus on one thing there. She said sue. As far as I can see, we have 72 counties. If one county, Milwaukee County, were to sue, if we were to win, we set the boilerplate language for all the other 71 counties to get on board the train and then get the same share, although we'd be taking on all the risk with the lawsuit. I think the lawsuit is a horrible way to start this out. If you look in the state statutes books, there are statutes that, under state law, that apply only to the county of Milwaukee or city of Milwaukee. As far as the court system here, that was one of the examples she gave in that question. The court system, they say it's unfunded mandate. It isn't. It's an underfunded mandate. We pay 55% of the cost. The state pays 45%. I'd like to see parity. I think parity is doable. It's not doable in this budget cycle, though. That's impossible. My time is up. Thank you.
15 seconds.
Did you flash the stop sign? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, I saw you moving. Okay, I think I have 15 or 20 seconds left. The way I think we have to look at this is we are the big economic engine of the state. We're also the population engine of the state. We have about 1/6 of the population of the entire state. 71 counties share the other 5/6. So we have more capacity if we all work together. Now this is a nonpartisan position. I will absolutely treat it that way. That way I can work with the Republicans and the Democrats equally. Now my time is up. Thank you.
Thank you. What is the biggest issue facing the county and how will you address it? Starting with Stephen.
Okay, I'm a law and order guy, so maybe my mind isn't on every issue out there, but it is on crime. Milwaukee, I live in the city of Milwaukee. The 14th district is completely within the city limits of Milwaukee, the south side anyway, at least. I can't say that about the other supervisors, because some of them share suburbs and some of them are in the city of Milwaukee. Milwaukee has a crime problem. Milwaukee has over 100 homicides a year. About 4 years ago, it dropped down to 88, and that was a miracle. And I gotta give the fire department some credit because there's 600 shootings. The fire department saves 5 out of 6 of those people. I mean, really, you gotta give them a lot of credit. Gotta give the police a lot of credit. They do have a good homicide clearance rate, but bottom line is, I'm a law and order guy. We need more jail spaces. We need to make sure the sheriff's department is funded well. If that means a few extra dollars coming out of the budget to go that direction, I'm all for it. Bottom line is, I can't tell every issue that's important to all people, but crime kind of goes across the board, and my time is up. Thank you.
That's a very, very loaded question. There's a lot of issues that Milwaukee County covers. And I'll just say briefly, when I decided to run, at first friends were very encouraging of me to run, and then after a while they were after they realized what the position entails, they're like, you're crazy. There's so much to do, and there's not enough money to do it. There's so many problems with it. Where to start? So I would say that the two issues that I've hit on, parks and transit, I'll hit on again. You're probably going to get sick of it, but you really do need to pay attention to those, because those are what keeps us safe. If you have a park system that's not funded, it becomes less safe, because a busy park is a safe park. If you start to use it less, then less people are going to be there, and the crime is going to increase in those areas. You're going to lose that. Again, with transit, as that's gone down to its lowest use in 30 years, people don't have the ability to get to jobs. When people don't have jobs, that's how are you supposed to run a county if people can't get to work? These things are symptoms of a larger problem. If you keep on cutting, what's left of the county? So those are the two to start on, and there's a lot of work to be done after that. That's why I intend to dedicate myself full-time to this position. Thank you.
And then if you would take 30 seconds, please, for closing statements, starting with Christopher.
We just got through the primary on February 19th. I was able to work very hard, and we got 40% of the vote, about 2,000 votes more than anyone else in the race. I've been working hard since then. I intend to work hard for the next 4 years after elected. There's a lot of work to be done, and I'm very much looking forward to serving on the board. Like I said, parks and transit are my most important issues. And those are the things I'm going to dedicate myself to. I've also intend to work full-time on the position and be fully available. This Sunday, I'm going to be holding a coffee social at Thomas More High School from 1 to 4 o'clock p.m. For anybody that's available, can go into more details about my plans. And I, more than anything, want to hear what your issues are and want to hear what your thoughts are on the future of the county. So thank you for putting this event on, and thank you all for coming out tonight.
Hi, if I get elected, I say if, because it's not a when, it's an if. It's up to you, it's not up to him. I mean, you can't say when I'm elected, because I can't say that. If I'm elected, I will be your full-time representative. I will become an expert on the budget. If we have one now, it's Richard Niklewitz. He's been there for 33 years. He's the chairman of the Finance and Audit Committee. When he's gone, is there another person on the budget that is an expert? I don't know. I will become one. At least you'll have one on there, maybe more. Hopefully more. Hopefully you have 19, but I don't know if that's true or not. I will become one, and you'll always have my name, address, and it's always been in the phone book. It always will be. And I'll put my phone in the office on my cell phone, forwarding it, so I'll be available 24/7. That's the way my business runs now. That's the way it will be if I get elected. Thank you very much for all coming out tonight. I really appreciate that.
Thank you to Stephen Krager and Christopher Larson, 14th candidate, our 14th District County Supervisor.